There is a dangerous lie that gets sold to dissatisfied employees every single day. You see it on social media constantly. It's the image of the brave entrepreneur who walks into their boss's office, slams a resignation letter on the desk, and walks out into the sunset to chase their dreams. They call it a leap of faith. I want you to delete that phrase from your vocabulary. In the world of wealth building, faith is a liability. Faith is what you rely on when you haven't done the math. If you are relying on faith to pay your rent next month, you aren't an entrepreneur. You are a gambler, and the house always wins. Quitting your job in 2026 isn't an emotional decision. It is an engineering problem. It is about physics. You are trying to escape the gravitational pull of a steady paycheck, and to do that, you don't need courage, you need escape velocity. Most people fail to quit their jobs because they treat it like a binary switch. One day they are employed, the next day they are free. That is suicide. A smart exit strategy is not a switch. It is a dimmer. It is a gradual, calculated transfer of leverage from your employer to yourself. In this video, I am going to walk you through the 5-step exit strategy. This is the exact mathematical framework you need to transition from a 9-to-5 to full-time freedom without burning through your savings or crawling back to your boss in 6 months. We are going to dismantle your financial life, rebuild your runway, and engineer a soft landing that makes quitting inevitable, not scary. Let's look at the numbers. Step 1. The first step of the exit strategy is the survival audit. It usually stops people before they even begin. It happens because they are solving for the wrong variable. When I ask people, how much money do you need to quit your job? They almost always give me their current salary. If they make $5,000 a month, they think they need to build a business that makes $5,000 a month before they can leave. This is a trap. Your salary is not your cost of living. Your salary includes your commute costs, your I hate my job therapy purchases, your expensive lunches, and your taxes. It also includes a lifestyle that has inflated to match your income. If you wait until your side hustle replaces 100% of your current salary, you will be trapped in your cubicle for another 3 years. We need to move faster than that. So step 1 is conducting a survival audit. I want you to open a spreadsheet and calculate a number that scares you. It's called your cost of existence. This is not the number you need to live comfortably. This is the number you need to keep the lights on, keep food in the fridge, and keep the internet running. That's it. Strip out the subscriptions. Strip out the outside dinings. Strip out the 401k contributions for a moment. What is the bare minimum amount of capital required to keep you alive? For most people, this number is shockingly low, usually about 50% to 60% of their take-home pay. Why does this matter? Because of the psychology of the gap. If you need $5,000 to quit, the mountain looks unclimbable. But if you realize you only need $2,800 to survive, suddenly the exit door gets closer. You don't need to replace your income. You just need to cover your survival. Once you cover survival, you own your time. And once you own your time, scaling your income from $2,800 to $10,000 is inevitable because you have 10 extra hours a day to work on it. So pause the video if you have to. Find your cost of existence. That is your new target. Step 2. Step 2 is building your war chest. Once you have your number, we need to talk about your runway. Conventional financial advice tells you to always be investing. Put money in the stocks. Put money in crypto. Max out your retirement accounts. If your goal is to quit your job in the next 12 months, that advice is wrong. When you are preparing for a transition, liquidity is more valuable than returns. You cannot pay your rent with a stock portfolio that is down 15% because the market had a bad week. You need cash. For the next 6 months, I want you to stop investing. I want you to take every spare dollar, every bonus, every tax refund, every dollar saved from your survival audit, and pile it into a high-yield savings account. You are looking for a specific number, 6 months of survival. If your cost of existence is $3,000, your war chest needs to be $18,000. This money has a specific job. It is not for spending. It is for psychology. The number one reason new entrepreneurs fail is panic. They have a bad month, Their bank account drops, they freak out, and they start making short-term, desperate decisions. They take bad clients. They lower their prices. They quit and go back to a job. Your war chest is your anti-panic medication. It allows you to stare at a bad month and say, "I'm fine." It buys you the ability to make long-term decisions. When you have 6 months of cash sitting in the bank, your boss's voice changes. Their threats don't sound as scary. The deadline doesn't feel as stressful. You stop operating from a place of fear and start operating from a place of power. You cannot negotiate your exit if you are living paycheck to paycheck. Build the war chest. Step 3. Now we have a target and we have a safety net. But when do you actually pull the trigger? This is where step 3 comes in. We need to define your crossover point. A lot of gurus will tell you to burn the boats. They say you should quit your job with 0 revenue so that you are motivated to make it work. That is terrible advice. Hunger is a good motivator, but starvation is a distraction. You cannot write good code or create good content when you are worried about affording groceries. We operate on data, not adrenaline. So here is the rule. You are not allowed to hand in your resignation letter until your side income hits 60% of your survival number for 3 consecutive months. Notice the details there. 60%, not 100%. If you wait for 100%, you are waiting too long. But also notice the 3 consecutive months. One lucky month is not a business. It's a windfall. You need a trend. Let's say your survival number is $3,000. Month 1, you make $1,800. Month 2, you make $1,900. Month 3, you make $2,000. You have hit the crossover point. Why? Because you still have your war chest to cover the gap. You have proven that the market wants what you are selling. But most importantly, you are achieving this while working a full-time job. If you can make $2,000 a month working nights and weekends, what will happen when you pour 40 hours a week into that same engine? The math suggests you will double or triple that revenue within 90 days. This is the validation trap that people miss. They think they need to be rich before they quit. You don't. You just need to be viable. Viability is the green light. Step 4. So you are building your war chest and you are chasing that crossover point, but you have a massive problem. You are exhausted. You are selling 8 to 10 hours of your best mental energy to your boss every single day, leaving you with nothing but scraps for your own business. This brings us to step 4, time arbitrage. We need to reclaim your energy. In 2026, the modern workplace is fundamentally inefficient. Most knowledge workers are only productive for about 3 hours a day, but they are forced to sit in a chair for 8. That gap is your opportunity. Your goal during this transition phase is to become a time thief, but we are going to do it ethically. We are going to use quiet quitting not as an act of rebellion or laziness, but as a strategic resource allocation. I want you to audit your workday tomorrow. Look for the low-brain recurring tasks that drain you. If you spend an hour every morning writing status emails, stop. Use ChatGPT or Claude to draft them. Feed it your bullet points, let it write the prose, and you just edit the final 10%. If you spend 2 hours a week summarizing meeting notes, stop. Record the call with permission, run the transcript through an AI summarizer, and have the action items ready in 3 minutes. If you spend your Friday afternoons building the same Excel reports, stop. Use the code interpreter in ChatGPT to write a Python script or an Excel macro that automates the data entry for you. Your objective is to compress your 8-hour workday into 4 hours of high-quality output. Crucially, you do not tell your boss you are doing this. You do not ask for more work because you finished early. You continue to deliver exactly what is expected of you. No more, no less. You stop volunteering for the culture committee. You stop trying to get promoted. You are not climbing the corporate ladder anymore. You are building a ladder to get out of the building. The 2 to 3 hours you save every day are not for scrolling TikTok or taking long lunches. They are for your business. This is time arbitrage. You are being paid for 8 hours, working for 4, and investing the other 4 into your own equity. This is how you bridge the gap. You don't find time. You steal it back from inefficiency. Step 5. Finally, we arrive at step 5. You have your war chest fully funded. You have hit your crossover point where your side income is viable. It is time to leave. But wait, do not just walk into your manager's office and say, "I quit." That is an amateur move. That is burning a bridge you might need to walk back across later, and more importantly, it is leaving thousands of dollars on the table. We want a soft landing. You need to understand your employer's psychology. If you leave suddenly, they have a massive problem. They lose your institutional knowledge. It will cost them $20,000 in recruiting fees and 3 months of lost productivity to find and train your replacement. They are terrified of this gap. You can solve this problem for them, but for a price. Instead of quitting, you propose a transition. You schedule a meeting and say something specific. I've decided to transition to independent consulting to pursue some personal goals. However, I know we have critical projects ongoing, and I don't want to leave the team in a bad spot. I'm willing to stay on as a contractor for 20 hours a week for the next 3 months to train my replacement and to finish these projects. My hourly rate would remain the same. This is a win-win. Your boss avoids a crisis. They keep the workflow moving. They don't have to scramble. For you, this is the ultimate cheat code. You keep a partial paycheck flowing in, which protects your war chest from being drained too early. You free up 20 hours a week to go full-time on your business without the shock of zero income. You keep your foot in the door in case your business stumbles in its first month. This contractor bridge turns a terrifying cliff jump into a smooth, calculated ramp. It allows you to test your freedom while still having a safety net. By the time the 3-month contract ends, your business will be flying, your systems will be dialed in, and you won't even notice the paycheck stopping. I want you to zoom out and really look at this plan. Notice what we didn't do in this video. We didn't rely on luck. We didn't rely on a viral video blowing up overnight. We didn't rely on manifesting wealth or waiting for the universe to give us permission. We audited our expenses to find the truth. We hoarded cash to buy psychological safety. We validated the offer with real data, not hope. We reclaimed our time using leverage. And we negotiated a transition to protect our downside. This is the fundamental difference between a dreamer and a strategist. A dreamer hopes things will get better. A strategist engineers the outcome. A dreamer relies on motivation, which is fleeting. A strategist relies on systems, which are durable. If you are sitting at your desk right now, hating your job, feeling stuck, stop waiting for someone to save you. No one is coming. The gate is open. The math works. But you have to start with step 1. The hardest part of this entire process is not the work. It is the decision to start. It is the decision to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your exit. Don't just watch this video, get a hit of dopamine, and then go back to your emails. That is what 99% of people will do. Be the 1%, open the spreadsheet, find your number, start the clock. If you are truly committed to making 2026 your last year as an employee, if you are ready to trade the comfort of a paycheck for the freedom of ownership, I want you to comment the words exit plan down below and hit the like button so this message reaches other people stuck in their 9-to-5 jobs. Share this with someone who's serious about getting ahead in 2026, not just talking about it. Let's mark this moment. Let's make this the day you stopped wishing and started building. Make sure you're subscribed to The Money Habit. We don't do hype here. We build systems the smart way. Thanks for watching. Now go build your runway.